Hello everyone, my name is Gabriel. I'm going to be presenting on the benefits of indoor gardening. You can't see it, but behind me I do have my little garden. If you've seen my video before, you've probably seen it. It's been really hot, so I'm happy to be back in my room. I'm going to be informing you about the benefits of indoor gardening, especially with worrying news about our planet warming up and climate change. It's important to know that we have tools that can help not just ourselves, but also our environment, like where we're at as well. For my introduction, I have been gardening for 5 years. I've also done extensive research on this topic. In particular, I'm going to be walking you through 3 health benefits to indoor gardening that can benefit the health of your environment, your physical health, and also your mental health as well, and some of the ways that they do that. You might be thinking, what can indoor gardening do for my environment? For indoor gardening, we're thinking small scale. You've probably heard of VOCs, which are volatile organic compounds. VOCs are air pollutants that are found all around us, but when we're outside, they're less harmful to us. Inside, they're things like that new house smell, if you smell scent on new clothes. They're even in aerosols and stuff. Those are volatile organic compounds. You also smell them if you're pumping gas. So if you're like me and you think that smells good, it's technically really bad for you, but you're only suffering minimal consequences, especially when you're outside. Luckily for us, research published by Science Direct suggests indoor plants can reduce the amount of over 300 volatile organic compounds in the air. We see double benefits when we look at the compound that comes from volatile organic compounds breaking down, which is ozone. Ozone's typically a good thing, but when that's only when it's in our upper atmosphere. When it's in our lower atmosphere, ozone causes respiratory issues that imitate allergy symptoms. And I just think it's kind of funny that plants that sometimes give us allergies are also fighting to make sure that we don't have them, which is another thing that makes indoor plants really cool. To take it a step further, the article published by the Environmental Health and Toxicology, suggests that plants are especially good at purifying the air when ventilation does not. In California, we are prone to fires that make the air quality bad. That's including things like soot, ash, and also that smoke smell. These fires release a lot of those volatile organic compounds, and sometimes we even have power outages intended to prevent things from catching on fire even more. But plants work when electricity is not available and we can't have our windows open to allow airflow from the outside. As you might know, when you're breathing cleaner, your body feels better. And that takes us to the physical health benefits of having indoor plants and indoor gardening. Tending the plants and carrying them around is a good form of exercise, especially when you might not have time to do it during your busy college schedule or when you're working during the time of day where you might feel most motivated. It's a lot of lifting, watering, repotting, pruning, which is cutting the leaves of the plant to make sure that the plant stays healthy if it doesn't do it itself, and rotating a plant can occur multiple times a day where you spin the plant around to make sure it's getting even sunlight on all sides, but for the most part, it is a daily thing. So it helps you build a good schedule and routine. In addition to this, there's a lot of walking involved, especially if you're watering plants daily. You're going back and forth between the sink to fill up a little watering can, or maybe you're taking the whole pot itself and soaking it in some water. But in addition to these things, the exercise also helps benefit our cardiovascular health. Our blood pressure and our heart rate see benefits, and according to an article published by the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health, our blood pressure, heart rate, and stress levels benefit from the plants. The physical activity associated with caring for plants helps us conquer any stress we might have, since stress isn't just mental, it also can be physical, and we sometimes carry it physically. Having plants around does benefit our mental health as well, though, as exercise gives us a good way to deal with the challenges that we face in our life. That takes us to the mental health benefits that we see from indoor gardening. Our mental health benefits when our physical health does, as some of you might know if you go to the gym, you feel really good after. It's the same thing with plants, but you're also getting that mental success from gardening indoors and seeing the plant grow and successfully keeping something alive. When we garden indoors, plants aid our emotional regulation. For example, according to an article published by Time, plants are soothing. They help us feel grounded in a technology oriented world. They also help bring us back to reality and not get sucked into the blue light of our screens, or if you're like me and you're using a blue light filter, then the orange light of your screen. But they additionally give us that sense of structure I was just talking about. The routine of gardening sometimes is a daily task and it can be menial, but it gives you some structure in life and you have things to look forward to, especially when you might be having struggles getting out of bed or starting task and you need a starting point. Gardening is a really good point because the accountability is no longer just about you, it's about taking care of something else as well. Plants bring the outdoors inside as well. When you're indoors, obviously there's not a lot of greenery, and even when you're outside in some areas, you guys might have heard the phrase touch grass from pop culture. It's actually rooted in science, according to a study done by the Journal of Health, Population, and Nutrition. They let us know that in urban areas, especially like Riverside County, and even my part of Riverside specifically, there's not a lot of trees. We just have some parks that have a lot of greenery. People living in urban environments, that's to say like a big city environment, not a bunch of houses with lawns and stuff, we lack a lot of greenery and foliage as part of our California, and we especially benefit from that. So to conclude, gardening indoors brings a plethora of benefits that benefit you and your environment. When we take the steps to garden indoors, our environment benefits, our physical health benefits, and our mental health benefits. From reducing harmful matter in the air to building strength and improving our physiological health, and us reaping the mental rewards that are associated with caring for a garden and being around plants, indoor gardening brings benefits to our lives. Plants and animals, including us as humans, we rely on each other for survival. And when you take care of plants, plants will take care of you. Thank you.